Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This one will be a bit different. This one will be about how to view Riot's balance changes, how to determine whether a champion will be overpowered or if the nerfs and buffs don't really matter, and how you can be smarter about critically thinking about how, okay, is my main champ now going to be weak? Is it going to be OP? Should I add this champion to my pool? Should I not? Should I ban this champ? Is Riot out of their mind? So let's dig into it. My recent example will be about Lux and Swain. The community is perceiving these buffs to be massive and that Lux will become really strong. In my opinion, Lux has been a little bit slept on in the sense that she has never ever seen any professional play at all ever. Outside of maybe NACL, like players like Samikin maybe playing it. So in that sense, she is underrated. Do I think that Lux can compete with the likes of let's say, Asir Oriana, Victor at his peak, Annie at her peak? I don't think so. And nor do I think these buffs is gonna do that. And here's why. So the community, as you can see, they all believe that this is crazy. We check the quotes, retweets. Should I ban Lux? Should I ban Mel? I don't think we can compare Lux with these buffs to Mel at her peak, right? Let's be real. Mel was insanely overpowered. And you can say some of these people are just memeing it, and I'm sure part of this is gonna be memeing it, but people are putting very this is very cherry-picked stats of Lux win rate. This is just fake win rate, and we're gonna dig into this as well. And it's just so much talk about how Lux is now OP, and we even have people like L9 Adderall Lover talking about how he doesn't like these buffs. So why do I think this doesn't matter? What is the buffs actually? What is Riot actually trying to do here? So they're doing this, okay, and now the patch is live. If I now go here, I go to patch notes, it's out now. They are trying to make her better in mid lane. Okay. Now, Lux's best role, which many mages has been best at, is bot lane. Lux's APC bot lane is really good. But so is Mel, so is Veigar, so is Carfish, so is Ziggs. Even Seraphine at times has been good at that. So, they're trying to make her better in mid. I think mid lane will benefit the most out of this. Mid has the most gold, most levels. You are very likely to be strong. So, it makes sense to buff Lux in this direction. So why do I not think that this is gonna matter that much? So what are they actually doing? Well, her passive, you can proc it with your ult, and you can proc it with auto attacks. Auto attacks you mainly do in lane. 5% AP ratio of passive procs in lane is close to nothing. This is not gonna matter that much. Q, let's take a look at Lux Q cooldown. Let's say she has Ludens and Transcendence. That's 20 haste. Now, obviously, you could go Precision Haste, and some players might go for a Torch build. Some might play CDR boots. Obviously, this haste could turn into 35 or 40. The point is, Lux Q is not spammable. 7.5 second cooldown is very long. 10% AP ratio increase, this spell can only hit 2 champions, which almost never happens, right? The spell is easy to dodge. They're not buffing her E, they're buffing her Q. The spell is easy to dodge. The spell can maximum only hit 2 champions, which means that at max it's a 20% AP ratio increase, if you think about the AoE. It has a long cooldown, even with some haste, on a champion that does usually not want to spam by haste. It's not like you're playing Mel. So, what's the problem? It is one of the easiest skill shots in the game to dodge. Even if you get hit by E, your champ is very likely to have dashes. Take a look at the roster of champions in the game. So few of these champs actually gives a single, about Lux and her Q. Who actually cares? I haven't gotten hit by a Lux Q in years, have you? I care about Lux E. I think her ER is decent. I think her shield strength is pretty good. But I don't care about her Q. Now let's put this into test. I went into practice tool on last patch on Tournament Realm, and on this current patch with the buff. Let's see how much this matters. Here you can see, this is my AP ratio, 30%. This is 35% on current life patch. This dummy has 40 MR, 2k health. I have 228 AP, 2 items. Now, you could go Malignance and stuff like this. I'm just going the most damage-oriented build that should benefit the buff the most. Yes? So doing the EQR combo with the passive proc, we are at 1,881 damage. This is before buff. So this guy is in lethal before the buff. Okay. Let's go. Life patch, where Lux is now meant to be the most OP champion in the game. 228 AP, same build, same setup. Everything is the same. Difference is, my spells now have 35% instead of 30, and my Q has 10% more than the last one. Wow. My computer should explode now, right? I should have like 1,000 more damage. 1,881 was the last one. So I hit all my spells, I dealt 30 more damage. 30 more damage. Now look the CD of my Q when I cast it. Imagine I'm playing the video game now. Why does this buff matter? Why does it actually matter? So, I wanted to talk about Swain as well, to do a comparison. Let's look at Lux's current win rate. 50%. I predict this will not touch 52 or something like this. It'll not jump like crazy. It is a nice buff, but it's not a nice buff for a champion that is not that strong. The champ is fine. Lux is fine. You can blind pick Lux every game and you'll do okay. But the champ is not OP. They're not buffing an OP champ. So she's probably going to have like 50.5% win rate, something like this. And ADC Lux is her best role. But this is not going to be like much different. Like here you see it goes up. Now it goes up more. I think this will stabilize at like 52.5. You give it a bit more time. It should stabilize. But yes, Lux bot lane is good. But they're trying to make Lux mid work. And I think this is correct by Riot to do it this way. Because then they can do what they did to Karthus. They can do what they did to Veigar. Which is to nerf the champions for bot lane and put them back to mid lane. But in order to do that, they need to make sure the champ has a home in their main role. If Riot nerfs Lux before they buff her, then she's gonna be bad in bot lane and bad in mid lane. It's better to buff her and then see if it pushes Lux even more, like, out of control in bot lane, and then they can just nerf her specifically for bot lane. Nerfing her scaling stats. Nerfing her early game spells, for example. Mana costs is something that hurts a lot in bot lane. It's harder to base. These things they can do after buffing her. Now, the reason why I want to talk about Swain is because I believe, personally, this is Swain before the 2 buffs he got here. Okay? I believe that Swain was already really, really good and, in my opinion, overpowered in the right spots. As a Lux player, I don't think Lux was ever really overpowered. She is just always fine. You can always E-ult a wave, you always have value with your W, you're always fine, but you're not OP. Swain was really, really strong at what he did. Yet Riot gave him 2 pretty large buffs, especially the most recent one. This matters more when they buff a champion like this compared to Lux, who, again, Lux is only played bot lane by very selected few players, which is why it's a cherry-picked win rate to look at. Lux bot lane does not have this win rate played by everyone. Look at its pick rate. It's like saying that Kennen mid is OP. Right? Let's look at Kennen mid. Look at his win rate. Look at his pick rate. How often do you see Kennen mid lane be played? Almost never, right? Now, Lux pick rate has even lower than this on bot lane. See? It's not a problem that she has this win rate. So many champions has this win rate with this pick rate. Again, I want to say again, Lux bot lane is her best role. And yes, it's fine, it's viable. It is not OP. Lux is not a broken champ. It's a fine champ. It's fun to play. And she is too underutilized. I do think so. I do think Lux has a spot in a game where Vi was meta, for example. Vi plus Lux, extremely unskilled, easy combo. I think Lux with champs like Xin Zhao is also really good. I do not think she's OP. And I want to make sure that my viewers and those taking the time to watch this video do not just jump on the bandwagon and see this and be like, oh my god, Lux is now broken. And I should go and play Lux every game mid instead of Orianna and all of these things. This will not matter that much. And if you now have success with Lux on this patch, you should have played her last patch. It is going to be extremely rare that the changes that they actually did is the reason that you are now all of a sudden winning on Lux. Again, let's look at Swain. Swain got base damage increase, mana cost reduced on a champion that wants to get ruby crystals, not mana crystals. Champion that got extreme amount of a bonus healing on his passive, his main things, compared to a Lux that can cast Q every 7.5 seconds. And a passive that only gets procced with R most of the time. This is why I don't think that the Lux changes will matter much. I think that she will still be fairly irrelevant in mid lane. I don't think that anyone in pro play will play her. Not that that is always an indicator of a champion's strength, but it's a start. I would love for Lux to be played more. I think, personally, Lux should be a mid laner, just like how I think Karthus should also be a mid laner. But with how the game is played, champions like Lux, champions like Seraph, champions that has no mobility or chances to really roam, they are just better in bot lane. And unless Riot gives them a lot of like scaling power and more reasons to be played with levels, you should just play in bot lane. Thank you for watching.